Mm. Hello.
Okay, okay.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for waiting. I'm sharing my screen.
Hope you're doing well.
Yeah, I'm doing good. Thank you. And I hope everyone is practicing Java programming, OOPS concepts and collections concept. So please keep practicing. It's very important. And ask me questions if anyone having after this session or before this session. I'm ready to answer. In my new organization, I heard like I have seen then some leads and managers they're doing the automation testing interviews in front of me. So mostly they're asking the same questions. Okay, as I informed everyone, like what is the overloading, method overloading, overriding. So what are the variables static means. So I have given the material, right? Just go through the material. There we have given the final variable, which is a constant. So I will explain that also. So and also they are asking about the collections. What is array list? How we are storing it? What is the hash map? The same questions everywhere. In any interview, mostly everyone will ask the same questions because these are the basics for Java. And in automation also, Selenium automation, I will start, then I will explain. So that's why, and also one important thing in any interview nowadays, they will ask the employee to share the screen and they will give one task. Example, simple programs. So example, today I am starting a strings concept. So they will ask you to take your name as a string and they will ask you to reverse the name of you. That means reverse the string and to pick the palindromes. They will give you one string to you. They will ask you to find palindromes in a string. So this kind of small logics they will ask during the interview. Or when I started the Selenium, they may ask you to open a Amazon or Flipkart website or any open web application in your desktop while screen sharing. They will ask you to to inspect some web elements, page elements. So this kind of, and they will ask you to write some logic, okay, in a notepad or some online editor. So that's why hands-on experience is very important. So please start practicing core Java. And when I start Selenium, so automation, Selenium WebDriver automation tool, that is also very important and easy only. So keep practicing. Okay, I'm sharing my screen. I have shared my screen. I hope everyone able to see my screen. So I'm waiting for the document to open. See, I think we have covered two important topics, right? The OOPS concept and the collections concept. So OOPS, without OOPS concept, we can't understand Java, because what is a class, what is an object, okay, what is a um, method, what are the variables, so what are the package, and also what is difference between interface and abstract class, and what is a polymorphism, like a compile time polymorphism, runtime polymorphism. So all these are very important concepts, because when we are writing the automation test cases for any web application, so we will use all these concepts in your automation test cases. So collections also, like array list and hash map. So these are the very important concepts which we will use to store the objects. So that also please practice. Now today I am starting Java string concept. This is also very important. So a string is nothing but, as we all know, a group of characters. A group of characters where we can call string, and always string value we will keep inside the double quotations. I'll explain now. I will share this material after the class today with Venkat. He will share with you all. So today we are starting sorry for that. Java strings. See, Java strings. In Java, string is a type of object. Okay, what is a string? String, normally when we have seen OOPS concept, collections concept, we used to give the data type as string. Okay, like this. If I will see, we used to give string name equal to Venkat. Okay, so this, I think we have seen many examples to define the variables. Name is a variable of string data type. Value is Venkat. So string value always we should keep in the double quotations. So this is the way of giving the string variable. So here in Java, string is a type of objects that can store the sequence of characters. So we are storing sequence of characters, right? So this way, string we already know, but this is a separate concept which is used very important, which are having so many methods in the string class. String also one of the class. We have three classes here: string, string buffer, string builder. First, we will see the string. What is the string? What are the importance methods of the string class? How we will use string? How we will create the string object? These are the very important concepts. So it will store the sequence of characters enclosed by double quotes, as I have shown. So this way, string name geeks, Geeks, geeks means group of characters keeping inside the double quotations. So whenever we are keeping the group of characters inside the double quotations, we can call it is a string value. Okay, and every character is stored in 16 bytes. So it's a binary structure, right? So 16 bits where it is storing. That is using UFT, sorry, UTF 16-bit encoding. So this is a binary coding, right? So always character is 16-bit. A string acts the same as an array of characters. So what is a string? String also acts an array of characters. That means a group of characters. Java provides a robust and flexible API for handling strings. So Java provided a flexible and robust API, application programming interfaces, interface for Java to handle the strings, allowing for various operations such as concatenation. What is the string operations? So these are the very important when you are writing automation test cases. So frequently we used to use concatenation, Java concatenation. I think we might have seen in the previous examples while writing the Java programming plus symbol. When you are combining two strings, we will use concatenation plus symbol. Comparison means equals, ignore case some methods are there, string methods. To compare the two strings, we will use comparison. So that manipulation means operations only, right? So we will use these frequently concatenation comparison methods. Okay, these are the important concepts in string. We will go through the all the examples. See here, string is a data type. So that is also we'll consider as a class also. So just for a while, consider string as a data type. Name, that is a object name, equal to geeks, the value, string value. So always any variable or object having the string data type, so should have the value in string value in double quotations, a group of characters in double quotations. This is the string object declaration. So the same way, this is a string, okay, and we can take another num variable, which is also string type. Always string means if you are giving for naming convention number or anything, string always having the value inside the double quotations. That's why 1, 2, 3, 4, a group of numbers, but we are keeping inside the double quotations because it's a string data type. So this way we can declare the strings in Java. So public class name. As we all know, for creating a class in Java, public is a access modifier, class is a keyword, class name is a geeks. So public class name. This is the same while creating class we will give. And after public class name, we will give the curly braces, open curly brace. And then public static void main, string type of arguments array. This is a common main method in Java class. Syntax is same always. Public static void main, string type of arguments array. After the method or after the class, we will give open curly brace, right? So we will make sure when you give open curly brace, just make sure to close the curly brace like this. This is the closed curly brace of class. That means we should define the class in a proper structure. If you are not closing the curly brace, then it will throw error. That's why for any class, for any method, when you open a open curly brace, ensure that we are closing the curly brace properly. So for method, we open a curly brace and closed it. Okay. The same way for class, open it and close it. So between and inside a class, we'll write a logic. Inside a method also, we'll write some lines of code, the logic, code logic. So for always make sure we are opening curly brace, closing curly brace, and also we are ending each line with semicolon like this. A line of code means at the end semicolon. So this is a proper class definition, ending with the semicolon, each line of code. So in this example, after writing public class name, public static void main method, inside a main method, as we are doing always, we will create the object for a class. Here, see what they are doing now, creating Java string using new keyword. Okay. Here class name is geeks, but we are not creating for class geeks. We are creating a string object here. So this is a string concept, right? So just we are using one class, and inside the class we are creating string class object. String is class. String, normally when we are creating a object in Java, what is the syntax? Class name, object name equal to new operator, class name. So string is class here. So class name is string, str is object name, equal to new is operator, class name. So this is the way in Java we will create the string object. We have three ways to create string objects, two ways. This is the one way. How to create Java string using new operator means this is the way. Okay. And we are giving the value also here. While creating a string object, we are giving the value. Okay. 1 second. Uh, I'm, I'm back now. Sorry. So as we are seeing, creating a class inside the main method, we are creating the string object. String is a class here. And while creating an object, we are passing the string value also. So we can pass the string value while creating a object using new operator. So this is the one way of creating a string object. And then after creating str object for a string class, we are displaying the string value. So when you are giving system.out.println of str inside the brackets, when you are giving string object name, that means it is printing the string value. What is the string value here? We have given geeks for geeks. This is the string value. That means a group of characters inside the double quotations. This is a string value, right? So when you are printing the string object, it is printing the string value. So output is gigs for gigs. See, this is the diagram here, how they are showing how the string values are storing. See here, GEEKS, a group of characters, is a string object, right? In a string object, it is we are storing group of objects. So it is also follow the array concept. Zero index position is G, first index is E, second index, second position is E, third position K, like that. So and so on. So string is a storing the characters means elements in a array data structure. So address. So in a binary way, right? The address while storing the objects or anything, it is having a memory address, right? So for address, they are giving a, for example, for G is having this address. G is storing at 0th position, which is having address. E character storing in first position, first index, which is having a address. So always for every this is an object, right? String is an object. When you are creating a object using new operator, that means it will store the object in a some memory. This is a in Java, right? Java concept. When you are creating an object, it should store somewhere, right? In temporary memory or a heap memory. So memory means it will occupy some space. So this object will store in a memory. Okay. So which is having the address. So each character is having different addresses here. The ways of creating Java string. How we are creating Java string. So as we have seen now, we have seen the way of creating Java, that means a string object using new operator, right? So there are two ways of creating string objects, the strings in Java. So string literal, this is a one way creating string object and using new keyword. We have seen in the above example how we are creating string object using new keyword. Second way is string literal. So how we are creating string object using string literal. Syntax is string type. That means string. String is a data type and variable name. You can give any variable name. So data type string and variable name equal to a group of characters inside the double quotation. That means string value. So always we should give like this string str1. This is variable name. Just I'm giving variable name as str1. Venkat. Okay. So this is like a string literal. So we are not using new operator here. We are not using new operator for creating a object. So in strings, we can create the string object in two ways. One is a string literal. This is string literal. String literal means data type, the object name, the value of the string. So directly we are creating string object like this. No, we won't use any new operator. The second way is we are using new operator. Okay. See here. This is the way. New operator. String data type. The object name demo string. New is operator. String is a class name. So class name, object name, new class name. So this is the one way of creating string object using new operator. And we are passing the string value here. So these are the two ways actually. String literal is directly string data type, object name equal to string value. New operator means string data type, object name, new. That means class here. While creating a string object using new operator in Java, the same syntax string class name object name equal to new class name. So value we are passing. So these are the two ways in Java while for creating the Java string objects. So what is a string literal here? The static memory. We have static memory and heap memory in memory concept. So to make Java more memory efficient, okay, because no new objects are created if it exists already. That means for efficient management of memory in Java, we are creating the string literals. When we are creating a string object using new operator, it will store in a heap memory. Okay, in the permanent memory. So example, I will show the some programming example after some time. So what they are saying is, if you created one object Venkat, string object Venkat, and again when you are trying to create second time same Venkat, it's a duplicate, right? So no need to using new keyword again and again. So that's why they are saying, because no new objects are created if already existing duplicate objects in a pool. So we can call string constant pool means already one string literal is created and stored in string constant pool. So no need to create duplicate objects using new operator. So we will understand what is these concepts when we are doing programming. What is string constant pool? Why we are not storing duplicate objects? So string literal always storing in the static memory. So the string literal example is string data type, the object name. That means you can say object name, string object name equal to string value. So this is the way, the format of creating string literal in Java. So we are not using new operator here. Directly string data type object name equal to value in double quotations. So this is the way of declaring string literal. This value is storing in gigs for gigs in static memory, okay, temporary memory. So using new keyword heap memory. So when you are using two ways, right, for creating string objects, new is a with a new operator also we can create string object. So that's why this is a second option. Using new keyword, we are storing the creating the string object which we will store in heap memory. So it will store in the permanent memory. So string data type, that means our class, you can say string class object name s equal to new operator string class. So this is the creation of string object s and having the value welcome. So string s equal to new string of the value of the string, double quotations welcome. So this is the way we are creating string object using new keyword. In such case, JVM will create a new string object in normal heap memory and the literal welcome will be placed in the string constant pool. The variables s will refer to the object in the heap memory. So a variable s we have created using new operator which is stored in the heap memory. So always the variable s refers to the object storing in the heap memory. So I will show some diagrams to understand this. Okay, what is the heap memory? What is the static memory in Java? In this given example, only one object will be created. Okay, this is okay. So this is the way how we are creating string object using new operator. So string object name, new string, value of the string. So what are the interfaces and classes in strings in Java? So we have three classes: string class, string buffer class, string builder class. So these are the three classes available in Java. Okay. So char the interfaces char buffer. This class implements the char sequence interface. So char sequence is an interface. Okay. So this char buffer is a class. Always in Java, we will implement the interface methods in class, right? So class buffer implements the char sequence interface. So whatever methods available in char sequence interface, we are implementing in char buffer class. This class is used to allow character buffers to be used in place of char sequences. See, these definitions, so just go through it. These are not like to just understand the what is a char buffer class, what is the purpose of using char buffer class, char, to implement the char sequence interfaces. So these are not very important, but understand the concept. So this class is used to allow character, okay, buffers. So to be used in place of char sequences. An example of such usage is the regular expression package. So in Java, we know in Java collection programming, we have seen java.util.start package, right? So java.util package is having one regex, regex. So the regular expressions. Okay. So the regular expressions, we are having the inside the util package. So we can come across these classes and interfaces under the regular expressions. That's what they are saying. So whenever you are using this concept, import the java.util.regular expression package. What is a string? It is a sequence of characters in Java. Objects of string are immutable. So what is the meaning of immutable? Immutable is we can't modify. So we can't edit the value. That's why string is immutable. So we can't modify the value of string. That's why string always we can call immutable, which means constant and cannot be changed once created. So once a string object created in string class, we can't modify it. That's why we can call it as immutable. So this is also interview question. They will ask whether string is a mutable or immutable. So you need to say string class is immutable because when you create an object, we can't modify it. We can't, it's because it's a constant. So we need to explain the why we can call string as a immutable. So we can't edit the value once we create it. So char sequence interface. The char sequence interface is used for representing the sequence of characters. So this interface name is char sequence, the character sequence, right? So we are representing the sequence of characters in Java. So in Java, for representing the sequence of characters, we are using the char sequence interface. Classes that are implemented inside the char sequence interface are mentioned below, and this provides much of functionality like substring. See what they are saying. The classes. What are the classes to implement the char sequence of characters? So the interface we are implementing in these classes. So always in interface we have the common methods, right? So we are implementing those methods in these three classes. So string is one class, string buffer is another class, string builder is the another class. So three classes. So what is a string? String is a immutable class. Okay, string is a, these are the three classes, right? String is a immutable class. That means we can't edit the value, which means a constant and cannot be changed once created. And if wish to change, so we can't modify the value. We need to create a new object, and even the functionality it provides like to upper, to lower, etc. All this returns a new object. It's not modify the original object. What they are saying is once you create a string object, you can't modify it because it's immutable. So once object is created in string class, we can't modify. Even though when you are trying the operations, string to upper, to convert the string is a using to upper method to lower method. That means to upper means we are converting small characters into upper characters of a string. Example, geeks is a small characters. When you are using go to upper method, it will convert capital letters, capital G, capital E, capital E, KS. That's why. So what they are saying, even though when you are using these methods, to upper, to lower, or any methods on the string objects, once created, then you can't modify it. It will create as a new object. That means we can't edit the existing object. When you are using the methods to manipulate the string object, it is creating as a new object, not modifying the existing objects. So that's what they are saying. It's not modify the original object. It is storing a new objects when you converting the strings using to upper, to lower. So syntax. So what is the method one? String, the data type, object name equal to geeks value. This is the one way of creating string object, which is called string literal. So in interview also they will ask you what are the how you will create an object using string literal. You need to say this is the way string data type, object name equal to string value. Directly we are creating string object. This is the string literal. Second way of they will ask you how you will create string object using new operator. So you need to say, we will create the string object using new operator. For example, the string class object, string object equal to new operator string class. So, and we are giving the string value here inside the brackets. So using new operator, we are creating an object using this syntax. So it will, this is the another way of creating a string object using new operator. So without new operator, it is called string literal. Okay. Using this new operator, we'll create the string object. So this is the string class, high level. What is the string buffer class? We have three classes, right? The char sequence interface to implement the char sequence interface. We have three classes: string class, string buffer class, string builder class. String class we have seen. String buffer class is a peer class of string. Okay, this is also a kind of a string class. It is mutable. Okay, one mutable means, immutable means we can't modify. Mutable means we can modify. So string buffer also peer of class string, and it is a mutable in nature. That means we can able to modify the string buffer objects, and it is thread safe class. So synchronous thread safe in Java, that means we can, example, when you are accessing the objects concurrently, thread safe means, so when you are accessing that object, the other variables won't access the same object. That means thread safe. So synchronization, we can, I will explain what is synchronization when we are doing the programming, when we are creating a project in Eclipse IDE. So what are the concepts when we are using synchronization? What is a thread safe? Okay, here, like, as of now, just consider string buffer class is a thread safe, which is a mutable actually. Mutable means whatever objects, string buffer objects we are creating in Java, these are the mutable. That means we can able to modify those string buffer objects. And also string buffer objects are thread safe. Okay. We can use it when we have multi-threading environment. So as I mentioned, right, when we are accessing objects in multiple requests, okay, that means multi-threading environment. So in this multi-threading environment, when we are doing parallel execution, the parallel access, when you are accessing the objects parallelly, concurrently, then we can say multi-threaded environment in Java. So string buffer is a thread safe. Okay, we can use it when we have multi-threaded environment. And shared object of string buffer, that is used by multiple thread. What they are saying, sharing object, that means the string buffer, when once we created a object in a string buffer class, we can share that string buffer object in a multi-thread environment. So this concept you will understand when we are doing programming. Okay, as of now, just consider string buffer object is always thread safe. So we can share the string buffer object, okay, in a multi-threading concept. So it is mainly used for multi-threaded program. So parallel execution, we can say the concurrent execution. That time, this object, string buffer object will be shared across multiple requests. That is multi-threading program. So string buffer is a class name. Demo string is an object name. The syntax of string buffer object creation is string buffer class name, object name equal to new operator, string buffer class name, and value of the string buffer object. So this is the syntax of creating the string buffer object in Java. So what is the string builder? So this is another class, right? We have three classes: string, string buffer, string builder. So String builder is another class in Java that represents an alternative to string and string buffer class. So similar to string class and string buffer classes, an alternative class is string builder class in Java, as it creates a mutable sequence of characters, and it is not thread safe. String buffer is a thread safe, but string builder is not a thread safe. We can't share the string builder object in multi-threading program. That's why simply they are saying string builder is not a thread safe. And also string builder also mutable. That means we can modify the objects, string builder objects. So these definitions are important. They will ask you what is the difference between string class and string buffer class. So you can say string is a mutable class, string is a immutable class, string buffer is a mutable class, string buffer is a thread safe. And they will ask you what is the difference between, in interview I'm saying, string buffer class, string builder class. String buffer class and string builder class are mutable classes, and string buffer class is a thread safe, string builder class is not a thread safe. So an alternative for string buffer is string builder. It is a mutable sequence of characters. That means a sequence of characters which is in mutable nature. We can modify the value, and it is not thread safe. It is used only within the thread. Okay, it is not used. It is used within the thread. It means single request only, not multiple request. So there is no extra overhead. So in this, while using string builder, we are not sharing the string builder object. In a single thread only we are using single for a single request only. That's why there is no overhead here while using string builder. So it is mainly used for single threaded programming. If you see here, single thread means one request. So while accessing objects, one request is a single thread. Multi-threading means multiple requests for accessing objects. So multi-threaded environment, we can use string buffer because it's a thread safe. Multiple requests can access the string buffer object because of thread safe nature. String builder is not a thread safe, so we can use in single threaded programming, a single request object programming. So what is the syntax of string builder object creation? String builder object, that means string builder class name, object name demo string equal to new operator, string builder class name. So the same way, object is created in Java using the same syntax. Here, string builder is a class name, demo string object name, new is operator, string builder is a class name. So after creating a string builder object, demo string is a string builder object, we are using append method. So we have common methods, right? In string builder, string buffer classes. So one of the method is append. Append means we are adding the value, combining the value, right? So demo string object dot append means we're adding the value inside the string object. So the group of characters GFG inside the double quotation means string value. So we are appending GFG string value inside the string builder object using append method. So we'll go through the methods what we are using here. There is a concept here, string tokenizer. String tokenizer is class in Java used to break a string into tokens. So we will break a string into certain tokens. So what is a token and all we'll see. So hello geeks, how are you? This is a one string, a group of characters, right? Hello geeks, how are you? A string. When we consider this is a string, the string tokenizer splitting into tokens. So for simple substrings only, it is a splitting into substrings. Hello is one token. Geeks is a one. That means geeks This is a consider one substring, that is one token. How, one token. R is another token. U. So we are converting a lengthy string. When we consider hello geeks, how are you is a string, then using a string tokenizer, we are splitting into multiple tokens. So we are considering hello one token, geeks one token, how one token, R one token, U one token. So a string tokenizer object internally maintains a current position within the string to be tokenized. Some operations advance this current position past the characters processed. A token is returned by taking a substring of the string that was used to create string tokenizer object. See here, a token is returning by taking the substring. How it is tokenizing, string tokenizer is working means by taking the substring of object, a string object. So this is hello geeks, how are you is a string when we are considering it. Hello is a substring, geeks is a one substring, how is a one substring. So within a string, few characters we are calling substring, right? So we are tokenizing using substrings. Using string tokenizer object. So string joiner is a class. String joiner is a class, another class, java.util package. In java.util package, we have string joiner class, which is used to construct a sequence of characters separated by a delimiter and optionally starting with a supplied prefix and ending with a supplied suffix. Though this can also be done with the help of the string builder class. To append a delimiter after each string, string joiner provides an easy way to do that without much code to write. So string joiner is a one class in available in java.util package. So what is the purpose of the string joiner is, if you see this example syntax, a string joiner we are declaring as public access modifier. String joiner is a class which is a character, a char sequence, group of characters, sequence of characters, which is separated by delimiter. That's why we are giving delimiter, the character sequence separating characters using delimiter. So this is the syntax of string joiner. So public string joiner class passing group of char sequence with a delimiter. Above we saw we can create string by string literal. We have seen, right, in the above examples how we can create string literal. Directly string data type, object name equal to value name, string value. That is a string literal. We are not using new operator for creating a string object with the concept of string literal. So directly string data type, object name equal to string value. That is a string literal. So here the JVM checks the string constant pool. If the string does not exist, then a new string instance is created and placed in a pool. If the string exists, then it will not create a new object. In string concept, right, when this welcome object once created, when you are trying to create a duplicate welcome object, it won't create again because this object stored in a string constant pool. When any object storing in a string constant pool, it won't allow to create a duplicate objects. So that's why we are storing in a string constant pool. It won't create a new object. It will return this reference to the same instance. The cache that stores these string instances is known as string constant pool. So when we are creating a 2 3 objects, example string s1, string s2, string s3, three objects which is having a same value welcome, that means duplicate objects, but it won't create duplicate objects. The same object stored in a string constant pool which is referred by string s1, s2, s3 from the string constant pool. The cache that stores these string instances is known as string constant pool. So the string constant pool is called the cache memory, which is storing these instances. You can call it as string constant pool or string pool. String pool and string constant pool are same. In earlier versions, okay, that is Java 6 versions, string pool was located inside permanent generation, the permanent memory. So up till Java 6. But in Java 7, it is moved to the main heap area. Main heap area is nothing but the main memory. Okay, string constant pool is like a kind of a temporary memory. So don't confuse about these terms. Okay, this is the memory management. So always just remember, when we are creating a duplicate object in Java strings, it won't create because of the when you are creating a string literal, right? Welcome. It is storing in the string pool, string constant pool. So it won't allow to create a duplicate objects. It will share the same object. That is a string constant pool concept. The immutable strings in Java. In Java, the string objects are immutable. As we have seen in the above example, string is a immutable class. That means we can't modify the value of the string. Unmodifiable, unchangeable. Once string object is created, its data or state cannot be changed. The value we can't change and the state also we can't change. But a new string object is created. We can't modify the existing string. But when you are using some methods to uppercase, to lowercase, so we are converting the string means it will create as a new object. It won't modify the existing object. That's what the string is a immutable. So for example, we have one simple example of string creation, the string class. So import java.io package. Okay. So this is a Java program to demonstrate immutable strings in Java. So string is a immutable, right? So one simple example, they are creating to define the immutable string. So for that, we are first step is we are importing java.io package. It's a group of characters, right? We are handling a group of characters, right, in string concept.
Hello.
Yeah, Mangala, go ahead. Hello, is anyone having any question? Okay, let me know if anyone having. So when we will import the package java.io package in the string concept, and then class name and public static void main. So this is a method, main method. Okay, inside main method we are creating a string literal. That means string data type object name equal to string value. That this is a one way of creating string object in Java. String literal. So directly string data type object name equal to value, double quotations value. This is string literal. So concatenate method means for combining the values. Okay, that's why we are using concatenate method. How we will use concatenate method? Using the string object, right? So once we create a string object, we have two ways of creating string objects, right? One is a string literal, another one is using new operator. String s equal to new string s, new string and value. This is the using new operator. The first way is directly without using new operator. So this is a S is a object. After creating an object in class, we are calling object reference dot concat. So concat in string concept, concat concat means it is a method which is using to combining a value, to add a value. So s dot object dot concat method, we are combining with the string value. That means we are adding the value. Tendulkar is a string value, right? So yes, string S object already having Sachin. We are combining with another string value Tendulkar. So concatenation means we are adding another value. We are combining with another string. So to concatenate two strings means we are merging two strings. We are combining two strings. That is using concatenate method. So after creating an object reference dot concat of end the string means we are combining existing string with the new string, right? So two strings. Sachin is one string value, Tendulkar is and the string value. So we are combining two string values using concatenate method in string concept. So system.out.println means we are giving yes means now yes first it is having Sachin. We are concatenate with Tendulkar. Now yes is having Sachin Tendulkar. Okay. If you see here Sachin string value is not changed, but new object is created with Sachin Tendulkar. What they are saying, whenever we are creating a string literal, because string is immutable, right? You can't modify. When you are using concatenate method, we are not modifying the existing string Sachin. We are creating a new object and it is storing the sorry. So we are storing we are concatenating with another string. That means we are not modifying the Sachin value. We are creating a new object which is having the Sachin Tendulkar value because it's immutable, right? You can't modify the existing object. So the new object is created with Sachin Tendulkar. This way string is known as immutable. As you can see in the given example, the two objects are created, but reference variable still refers to Sachin and not to Sachin Tendulkar. But if you explicitly assign it to the reference variable, Sachin Tendulkar, what they are saying, right? Here, in this example, the original value is Sachin. The S is always refers to Sachin. Why means the first initially the original value is Sachin, right? After that we are concatenated with Tendulkar. So always S refers to Sachin value. So after that the new object created using concatenate method means we are combining with another string, right? Because of the immutable nature of the string class, we are not modifying the existing object. We are creating a new object and storing the Sachin Tendulkar value. That's what we are always, the S reference variable still refers to Sachin and not Sachin Tendulkar. But if we are explicitly assign it to reference variable, it will refer to Sachin Tendulkar. So we can, which is created another object which is refers to Sachin Tendulkar when we are using concatenate method. Example is Java to demonstrate explicitly assigned strings. How we will see, there is an example they have given to see how we can explicitly assign the strings. So same way we are importing java.io package, class name, public static void main. So inside the main method, we are creating a string literal, string data type, object name, string value, and name equal to object name, the string object, right? The string object name equal to name dot concat of Tendulkar. That means we are combining a another string with concatenation method. So we are displaying the name object. Whenever see explicitly how we can see, this is the direct way, right? Yes dot concat. Okay, explicitly means we are declaring a object first equal to name the object reference dot concat. So this is the explicitly we can define the strings. Directly we can see, we can give after creating an object dot concat of this one. This is not explicitly we have given. So the explicitly how we can define is the object name equal to the reference dot concat, the object reference dot concat. That means whatever this in this way, in this, right, what is the output here, what is the value you will get after combining with Tendulkar. Already name is having Sachin, so Sachin Tendulkar value will refer in the name this object. This is a explicitly we are assigning the strings this way. Okay, it is not modifying the original string, original object. It is created a new reference and having the value Sachin Tendulkar. For that, we are giving explicitly this way, and we are displaying name means, so it will display Sachin Tendulkar value. So if you see the difference, right, here we are not explicitly defining, we are just giving Sachin one string literal creation, and directly the object reference dot concat of Tendulkar. Okay, we are not storing in any object here. Directly we are concatenating. When you are displaying the string as, it won't display Sachin Tendulkar because we are not explicitly not created any reference value here. That's why it is creating the original value Sachin. That's why the output is Sachin here. But when you are creating explicitly, after creating a string literal, we are creating explicit variable equal to name dot concat of Tendulkar. That means that Sachin Tendulkar value storing in the name. So when you are giving explicitly declaring here. So now in this case, when you are displaying system dot out dot println of name, it won't display Sachin. It will display Sachin Tendulkar because the name is referenced with Sachin Tendulkar here. So created a new object which is having Sachin Tendulkar value. So output is Sachin Tendulkar. So like this, right, we have so many examples in string concept. So it will confuse little bit, but I will share this document with Venkat. He will share with you all. Just go through the all the definitions first, understand each definition, and understand the programming examples under the each concept, and then we will get the we'll understand the string concept, how string class works, how string buffer class works, how string builder class works. Because when we are going through the each definition in this class, right, it will confuse you all. So just read through. This is a normal concept only. Just understand. Always the two ways of creation of object is string literal and with a new operator. Understand that kind of a creation of objects. Understand what is a mutable, immutable. Okay, so we can able to modify the mutable objects. We cannot modify immutable objects. And what is a string constant pool. So all these, right, just go through the material and understand. So I will continue the session in the next session. The topic string concept topic I'll continue in the next sessions. So I will share this document with Venkat. So he will share with you all. Just go through these examples and understand. And if possible, you just open a Eclipse IDE and just practice the simple examples. How we can create a string literal, how it will display, how when you are giving explicitly, how it will display. And also we can import, you know, right, in any class we can import multiple packages, not a single package. Whatever classes we are using inside the class, any class defining, then we can import the corresponding packages. Here we are importing a java.io package. Here we are importing java.lang package. And if we are using some util collection concept here, we can import java.util package also. So we can import always multiple packages. This is a string literal, right? String, data type, object name, value. The second way is new operator, string object creation using new operator. String class name, object name equal to new class name. So value. So these are the two ways. using new operator, directly without new operator. This is we can get string literal. So practice this in Eclipse. Just see how it is displaying it, what kind of output you are getting. Okay. So and see the method when you take two strings, when you use concatenate method, whether it is combining two strings or not. Let's see the example. When you are creating two strings, string 3 s3 s4. If you see here, simply four string objects created. These two are string literal objects. These two s3 s4 are created using new operator. So s1 s2 s3 s4 are four objects, okay, which is having the same value. See here, same value they have given. And when you are displaying it, it will display the same value. Okay. If you see this memory diagram, simply I will explain this and I will close the session today. If you see S1, S2, S3, S4, four string objects created in this above example. Okay. S1, S2, S3, S4. These are the string literal way. These are this using new operator. So S1, S2 are created without new operator, right? S1, S2 created a new without new. So if you remember the string literal, when you are it won't allow the duplicate creation. It will store the value in a string constant pool, and it will S1, S2 will share the object value. So that's why S1, S2, it won't create two objects. It is created a one object. TAT is a one object which is stored in a string constant pool, because we are not creating using new operator, right? S1, S2 are string literals. Directly we are creating objects without new operator. In this case, it won't allow duplicate creation. Whenever you are using new operator, then only it will create new object. Without new operator, when you are creating a using string literals, it won't allow create duplicate objects. It will create a one object tat. Already tat value is there. When you are trying to create a same tat value, it won't create again, because the string constant pool value will come into this picture. So what a string constant pool means, when you are creating an object in string literals, it will store in a constant pool, and when you are trying to create the same duplicate again, it will not allow to create duplicate. It will share the same object. That's why S1, S2 object references accessing the same object, because the duplicate it won't allow. So one object is created and storing in string constant pool. So S1, S2 is referring to same object. That is the string constant pool concept. If you see S3, S4, string S3, string S4, which is created using new operator. Whenever you are creating a new operator using string object, it will create a new objects. Even though the value is same, you are creating a new operator, right? That's why a new object S3, new object S4 created. That's why S3, S4 created a two different objects. This is the heap memory. Heap memory means the main memory, right? Permanent memory. So stack area means this is a the references, the temporary memory and main memory will be there. So stack area means it's a kind of a temporary memory. Heap memory means the permanent memory. So this is a memory concept, right? Java JVM memory area. So whenever creating a multiple objects in a Java string concept, in string literals, it will create a string constant pool. It won't allow duplicate creation. Other new operator creation of string objects is it is creating a different objects in a heap memory. So just understand this diagram, how the string object creation is mechanism is working. So I'm closing this session today. So I will share the document with Venkat. He will share with you all. Just go through the topics, definitions. Okay.
Venkat garu,
Yes, Sirisha. Go ahead.
I have a question in array and array list.
Okay.
Suppose in normal array,
Mhm.
if we are adding one element, it overrides.
Mhm.
Is it right?
Yeah, correct.
And
Yes.
and array list, it doesn't overwrite. Is it right?
Yes, yes. And also array list is like a we are storing a objects, right? Integer objects, string objects, correct? Array is like a we are storing the elements only. Like example, those are not the objects, right? A character, numbers. Okay, the structure is array only. But array list, the collections means the Java is a object-oriented programming. So collections means we are storing the objects, not a single characters, not a int and char like that. We are storing the objects, integer, string. Those are all in Java. Everything is object oriented, right? So we are using the collection. This collection concept is using the array data structure, but we are using array list, linked list, vector. All we are using to store the objects, integer objects, string objects. Okay.
Oh, okay. So these are the objects, and the normal array is only
Yeah.
elements. Is it right?
Yes. And
Oh, okay.
also if you see the definitions of array list, right, it will allow the duplicates, it will follow some order. But in if you go to the uh, set, I think it won't allow duplicates. It won't allow any order. If you see the examples, right?
Yeah.
So the different mechanism actually one class is having different operations. So array list is when you are storing any duplicate objects, right, you just use array list. If you want to store in only unique objects in your application, only unique objects are there. In that case, go for a set object, set creation. Okay, has set and all. So when you're having a duplicate object storing concept means use array list. And when you're following a particular order, insertion order and all, use array list. When you're not following any order, go for has set. So this way we can take a decision which class we can use while programming. Array list, has set, and when you are storing key value, directly not storing the values, when you are storing key value pair, one key and one value, then we can go for hash map. So that's why we can take a decision which class we can use in collections.
Thank you, Andy.
Yeah, welcome. Thank you all for joining. So I will share this material with Venkat. So go through it. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Yeah, welcome.